Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, MathSimplified, and today we're gonna break down exponents and learn the rules that are gonna make the exponents easier to solve. Let's start with learning what are exponents. Exponents tell us how many times a number called the base is multiplied by itself. For example, if there's 3 and then there's a little 4 on top, 3 is our base and 4 tells us that how many times we're gonna multiply 3 by itself. So in this case, it's 4. So we're gonna multiply 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is gonna give us 81. Some key things to remember is the base is the number that is being multiplied by itself. Exponent is a small number that tells you how many times you multiply the base. And power is the whole expression. Now let's talk about some exponent rules you need to know. For multiplying exponents, for example, let's take a to the power of m and a to the power of n. So for multiplying, you're gonna keep the same base and add the top exponents. So if it's 2 to the power of 3 and 2 to the power of 2, we're going to keep the 2 and add the powers, which is going to give us 2 to the power of 5. For dividing, when it's a to the power of m and a to the power of n, we subtract both of them. So if I have 5 to the power of 6 and 5 to the power of 2, we keep the same base. We keep the 5 and we subtract 6 and 2 to get us 4. So our answer is 5 to the power of 4. Now, there's one more rule called the power of power. When you have a power in the brackets and there's another power outside the brackets, applying to the whole expression. So if we have a to the power of n in brackets and then that whole expression to the power of n, we multiply both exponents. So in this case, if we have 3 to the power of 2 and in brackets and then the whole expression by the power of 3, we multiply 3 times 2 to get 6. So we get 3 to the power of 6. In this case, we normally keep the base the same. One more important rule is the zero exponent rule. If there is a number to the power of 0, it equals to 1 every time except when the base is 0. The base cannot be 0. If there's a to the power of 0, then your answer will be 1. If there's 10 to the power of 0, your answer will be 1. If there's 1,000 to the power of 0, your answer will be always 1, as long as your base is not 0. There's also a negative exponent rule, but we're gonna just briefly go over it and I'll make a separate video for that one. So if there's a negative exponent, you make that into a fraction. So if there's a to the power of negative n, you turn that into a fraction, which turns the power into a positive. So you make it the denominator of a fraction and the numerator is 1. So you divide the whole expression by 1 to get the power to be positive. But remember, you only do this when the power is negative, not the base. If the base is negative, you keep the same and you cannot do this. You can only do this when the power is negative. You want to divide it by a 0, so any power will be 1 over the power, but positive. For example, if there is 2 to the power of negative 3, it becomes 1 to the power of 2 over 3. And if we simplify it, 1 to the power of 8. You did good. I hope you learned something today. And I hope this made you feel confident with your exponents. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if there is anything that you particularly want to see in the videos, you can always drop a comment and I'll look into that. Thank you so much. Bye.